Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So far we discussed about many things, but pod is mainly a compute unit, not storage. So storage is a pretty large topic. Now, when you talk about the storage, there are multiple storage interfaces there. Storage interface, storage interface. Now, through that interface, we communicate Kubernetes and plus interface. Okay, so Kubernetes talk to the interface and storage interface, which is written. I'll show you that. Kubernetes communicate with storage interface and storage interface communicate with the physical storage. Now, then we get the storage done. So physical storage is there, Kubernetes is there. So between the storage interface is there. Now what is happening? Kubernetes, when they understand the storage, they assign to the mount in the container. Understand that? Mount in the container. Okay. So container, you mount in the container, and container we can use only the storage which is mounted at the pod level. And pod, how can you get the storage assigned? From the Kubernetes. So overall you see here, understand that if you want the data persistency, if you want the Kubernetes, the data to be stored in the some sort of storage, then you have to have a container that has to be mounted inside a container. If you can mount, but if the pod has that volume, and volumes will come from the Kubernetes using interface, they get the volume from the physical storage. So this is the overall flow what we have. So if I simplify more things, then admin, there's a one guy admin and there is a one guy like a dev team. Okay. So engineering team, or let's say operations team, that will be better. Then engineering team. Okay. So engineering operations team would create a volume, different kind of volume. They create a volume, okay, and volume, and keep it available. Keep it available in a cluster, in Kubernetes cluster. That is the job. So, for example, I'll put it up this way. See, this is the AWS platform. This is the AWS platform, and here you have so many storage. Okay. You have so many storage. See, so if I log into the AWS console, assume you are logging into the cluster. Okay, so it's like this. So here you have so many storage. I am a user. I am an end user, but there is a admin. There is a EBS. See, EBS. Where is that? See here, volumes. This is the cloud volumes, right? So here I am going to create it and I'm going to use it. See here, creating a volume. I'm creating a volume right now. So here, this volumes I am able to create only because of someone has make it available for AWS. I'm trying to understand that part. So operations would create a volume and keep it available in Kubernetes. So someone has created, make it available. So I'm able to create this 100 GB, 100 GB, whatever it is. Now, engineering team would use that volume use that volume and mount at a pod level. And you know that anything which is mounted in the pod, you can use in the container. So did you understand this flow? Did you understand this flow? Right? Yes. Now the question is, what are the kind of storage interface which you have so you can use the physical storage? So guys, directly I'll head to the physical Kubernetes volume, right? Kubernetes volume. And here you see, this is the page. And look for the types. See here, types of volume. So guys, these are the types of volume you can assign to the Kubernetes cluster, which includes AWS, Azure, some of the Google, some of the other volumes also. So many kind of volumes, different volumes. NSF is here, network file system. Yes, different kind of volumes you can use. But for time being, what we have available right now, which we can get it easily, host path. Host path means volume in the same node actually, same node. That is a type. So here you have a type. I will write it down here, so you will remember. These are the types. Okay. So volume types of volume. Now each volume is supported. It's a kind of interface which Kubernetes has it. That means these are the volumes supported. Out of which I'm trying the host path. Why? Because I have a host and I can store the data in the host itself. And you can use NFS also, all this stuff also. But right now, host path. So this is the host path volume. So now I'm going to show you the demo for the host path. So doesn't support S3. Git is supported, but it got deprecated. So S3 is not becoming. But why I said Git? Because Git is a object storage. S3 is also object storage. So it's not. You don't have any driver as such, but must be some alternative, or some jugaad sort of it. You should be having it, so you can store it. Remember, Git is S3 is a HTTP based storage, object based storage. So if you can do some let's say stored in some local and then keep syncing it or on a regular basis, then you can store it. So conceptually, if you know, then you make it work. Got it? Sure. Yeah. So guys, let's do all work. So now this article you may follow to learn this one. So guys, here I have two teams, right? I will act like a both a team. Okay. I will act like a both of the team. So now I'm acting first one, action with ops. So here what you have to do? You have to, as I said, you have to create a volumes and keep it available in Kubernetes. So that process we call it PB. Okay, what we call it? PB. Now PB stands for persistent. I'll do spelling mistakes, so let's copy paste actually. So it's easier. Persistent volume. Okay, PV. And this is done by operation. Now claiming means I go to AWS. It's like this. I just showed you. I go to AWS and I will create one storage of 100 GB. That's called claiming. Okay. So 100 GB only I'll get if it is available. Think is very logical thing. If it is available, then only 100 GB I get it. Now how to make it available for the Kubernetes or let's say AWS? That's the operations job. And they do it through these are the storage type. Okay. Different storage type. So here, this is called PVC. And after that using in container, in pod. Okay. So this one also I'll show you. This one also I'll show you. Okay. So let's look at this. So now guys, look at my screen here. Copy paste. I'll explain it to you. Now this is creating a PV. See here. I'll explain it to you. I think format you understand very well. This is the kind, V1, name, labels. So these are the things you know that meta information stack. Now what is the types of volume? Here it is, host path. So you have to give the moment you select host path, you have to give the host path where it is. So in the node temp DevOps. That's the kind of place where I want to store the data. Okay. Now this will be done by the administrator. Okay. That means he will create a name. What is the name? Host path. This is the name. This volume will be created. PV. Okay. And it's taking 1 GB size. Okay. So now I am creating PV. Look at my screen here. So guys, let me show you. Nowadays documentation, official documentations also is become very nice. Earlier when we started 4-5 years back, the Kubernetes, we were suffering like anything. So there's no documentation, nothing was working, lots of trials. So now everything is good. I will show you that lots of other places where we can get the good amount of learning material. Okay, so here look at my screen please. EC2-user and cg kubectl get nodes. Ready? Now I will create a PVC. First PV. Okay. So here I go here. The rest of the things you know that YAML. This is a PV. Now I'm not running that PV. Before that I will do that. kubectl get PV. Do we have a PV? So here, see there's no PV in this my default workspace. So can I create it? So apply -f PV. I just created it. And now you have a PV. Look at this, the output. This is the type host path 1 GB read write operation. The retain available manual. It's not utilized, it's available. So what to do? So I've got a 1 GB PV. I can use it. So now I'll become a engineering team because this was the task done by administration. So did you understand that what admin will do that? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Now I'm a engineer. I need a pod. So I will claim it. It's like you are going and creating this. So this is called PVC, for persistent volume claim. That process is being called claim. So I'm claiming it. So let me show you the code for it also. I'm copying in the notepad itself. See here, persistent volume claim. You want to claim it? Okay, fine. But what is the name of it? And how much you want to claim? 1 GB. Let me tell you here, in my PV, in the list of PV, I have only 1 GB. If I claim 2 GB, right, I won't get the claim. Claim will become a pending. Think about it. Let's say I have got 10 rupees. And if you ask me 20 rupees, I won't give you. But if you ask me 10 rupees or 8 rupees or 9 rupees, then I will give you to you. Okay. So it's like this. So here, it's like this. So you have a 1 GB PV, then 1 GB PVC. And it should be lesser than that. Even though if you ask lesser than that, you will get this one, which is the least, most matching, lowest one. Okay. So you get it. So can I copy paste, and this is a PVC. So vi pvc.yaml, and here it is. Now can I check that do you have a PVC or not? See, there is no PVC. Only PV is there, which is available right now. So can I run and create a PVC? That means it will be available for me. I will claim it. So apply -f PVC, and there is some validation problem.
You did not copy the first line, API version.
This is my bad, my mistake.
Yeah,
What happens whenever I copy, first line is always get hidden in this my editor of my website. So that is, I have to do something with that. Yeah. So PVC. And here I run it, and you see here get PVC. See, I got this, and it says status bound, means I got this. If you ask demand more than what it is available in the cluster, it will say pending. Okay. Now PV. See here, earlier it was available, now it's the bound. That means I got one PV. Let me tell you here, if you understand this thing. If you need a 10 PVC, then you need a 10 PV. If you need a 1 PVC, you need a 1 PV. So that means you have to create. So you must be wondering, how can you create a dynamically? So there's one more class, storage class. I'm not confusing with too many things right now. So that's how it is. So guys, I got a PVC. What is a PVC? Here. Name of the PVC is here. Now how can I use it? So understand that.
Can two PVCs share?
No.
500 MB, 500 MB?
No. You have to create 2 PVC, 2 PV of 1 GB, and if you want the 500 MB only use, you create a 2 PVC of 500 each. That means 500 will be wasted for the in that case. Okay. So for that, what we do to avoid the wastage, PV to create it dynamically, we have to use this one. You can create it dynamically. PV you can create dynamically also. But because here you cannot create dynamically, you can create with this this one. So you can use a storage class where you can create it dynamically. PV. Okay. So cloud storage. So guys, be mindful about it. So now I got the PVC here available, host path. Now this I am going to consume in the pod. So now this is also very easy. Let me show you. You will understand that. Not a very difficult code. Okay. See here. So here kind is equal to pod and containers. See here. First thing, pod dot spec dot volume. Understand that. Pod dot spec dot volume. What volume? This is the name of PVC. What is the name of this? PVC host path. It should be matching. Here it is. So they will use this one. So here at the pod level, volume get assigned. Now what is the name of it? This one. And inside a container, you can mount it. So this is a pod. Understand that. Pod dot spec dot containers dot volume mounts. Okay. So you can mount at this place inside a container. Which one? This one. Are you able to understand this code?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the PV pod. So now let me use this for PVC pod. PVC pod dot YAML. Save it. Now, what is this? kubectl. Apply -f pvc pod.yaml. Okay, and you guys, I created get pods. See here, this is a pod. Okay, now can I check whether I got this mapping inside a container or not? So kubectl exec this pod ls copy so there's nothing inside that. Basically, this file should come from this PVC. This PVC is coming from this PV. This PV is located at this place. So can I modify this file? So I have to go to the node machine, which is worker. Because pod is running in the worker head. EC2 -user EM3. See, DevOps School, I got it. See, now here I create a new file, index.html, some file. Okay, file is here. Can I check this inside that? See, index.html. Now I'll create some file here through touch. Manually I'm creating under the index RRR something. Okay, can I see in the workstation? Did you understand that? Now the beauty is why we are using this storage. Beauty is pod is gone, volume will not be gone. So let me do that work. So kubectl, kubectl delete what pod, yeah, and you see here data is not gone. So that way the data is persistent. Pod gone, data is not gone, and that is all about the persistency. So guys, this is just one scenario I covered. But again, if you go in the cloud format, like, you will enjoy lots of features and all this stuff. Did you understand this? Any questions, guys? Any questions? Hello?
No, Rajesh.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.